Apparently there's a cricket in here. Back in 2017, I began a full restoration of my 96 Bayliner by tearing it apart all the way down to the hull. From there, I began the rebuilding process, which included learning to fiberglass, rebuilding an engine and outdrive, learning to fair and paint, and even upholstery. Now, I've bought a 28-foot cabin cruiser, and I'm starting all over. Welcome, my name's Jared. Now get ready, because it's going to be a ship show. What's going on, guys? My name is Jared and welcome back to the channel. This episode is going to be a little bit different than my usual episodes. It's more of a kind of talkative slash, it's going to feel like a commercial, but I promise you it's not a commercial or an ad. It's more of an FYI for you guys. So, what was going on is I was in the middle of filming putting my transom assembly back together in terms of the bellows, shift cable, all that kind of stuff to really wrap up the transom, basically. Again, I was in the middle of filming that. I was basically done. I had like a couple of last little things to do. And I was just kind of moving the bell housing around, swiveling it on the swivel pin, moving things around. And I noticed that the hose that goes from the bell housing to the gimbal housing for the gear lube, that has a metal fitting on the bell housing that's basically just like a hose barb fitting. And then on the gimbal housing, it has they call it a bulkhead fitting. And I replaced it because I was aware that they become brittle with time and there's almost no chance of removing the old hose off of that without it breaking. So I preemptively bought one a long time ago knowing this job was coming. So I installed the new bulkhead fitting, put the hose on, everything was fine. And when I was moving the housing around, I noticed that the hose seemed like it kind of was trying to pinch a little bit when I moved it all the way to the starboard side. Didn't love it, so I kind of started doing some research, digging into it, just double checking, because the manual I have here says that that hose should be 10 inches long. So I cut the new piece of hose to 10 inches. This is the hose I used, if you can see that. It's a Parker, come on, focus. Parker push lock 1/4 inch hose. It's good stuff. I mean, it's not cheap. So anyway, that's what I put on, and I noticed that it was binding up, like I said, almost pinching. So again, I looked it up. It's supposed to be 10 inches according to the manual. Some places on some internet forums said 9.5. So it's like 1/2 inch difference, not gonna make that much of a difference, but I was like, maybe. So I went out to the boat, turned the gimbal or the bell housing all the way to port so I could get access, and I went in and I removed the clamp, and then I went to pull the hose off of the bulkhead fitting so I could trim off like a 1/2 inch and put it back. And if you can see that, snapped. So it's not even like an age brittle thing. It's like, it's just that weak. Even with that hose being 10 inches long, when you turn the gimbal housing, I keep saying gimbal housing, when you turn the bell housing all the way to port, like when it's fully stretched at 10 inches, it looked like it was really putting some stress on this. So like everything about that seems like a terrible design. So I was bummed out, needless to say. I was like almost done with this job and the bulkhead fitting broke. Now fortunately the motor's not in, so it's a 2-minute job to get the old one out, but I'm like, I gotta go and order a new one, wait for it to arrive. And I started going down like a rabbit hole of like, there's gotta be a better version of this. So again, back on the computer searching for kind of grasping for straws, and I did find that there's somebody on eBay that sells them, and I think Michigan Motors makes a brass version of it, which was intriguing. It wasn't dirt cheap. It was like $150 or something like that. So I was like, better. But the more I thought about it, I didn't like the idea of brass, especially in salt water. If you guys have ever seen something made out of brass, it doesn't last a real long time. There's a process called dezinkification. Brass has a lot of zinc in it. That's kind of one of the alloying elements. And over time, that zinc basically gets leached out, and you'll effectively be left with like copper and whatever other elements are in that brass. And it becomes really brittle and porous and weak. So those fittings can eventually just like fall apart. Sorry, it's getting long-winded. So I actually had dealt with a guy on the offshore only forum in the past. I actually bought a replacement engine cover. It's right over here, I'm looking at it. He had one that he didn't need anymore, so that's how we kind of got acquainted. And I've been following his build on there for a little bit, so he's always posting like real cool machine stuff. I don't know if he works in a machine shop or owns one or what the deal is, but at least has access to some machinery. So this idea just kind of popped in my head. I was like, I wonder. So I hopped on my phone, shot him a text. I said, hey, this is my situation. I don't know if you've ever thought about this in your build or anyway. And he said, well, sure enough, I actually made a batch of these out of 316 stainless steel to see if anybody had any interest. He's like, I used one of mine, and while I was running it, decided to make a batch of them. So there it is. So that's the point of this video. I paid for this full $150. So I know that sounds steep, but this is the last one of these you're ever going to have to buy. So think about that. Next time you're working on bellows or anything and you got to replace that gear hose, even if you don't have to replace it, if you're working in there, you bump it hard enough, it's going to snap. That's going to set you back if you're not planning on it. 3 days probably at best to get a new one. I know this isn't for everybody. I just wanted to kind of tell what's been going on, why I haven't put a video out, because I was basically ready to, and then this happened. So this came in. I got to throw it in the boat still. Like I said, without the motor, it's going to take me 5 minutes to put this in. I still got to figure out the hose length situation, so I'll talk about that in the video about that. But I just wanted to pop on here and let you guys know that if you are interested in this, he does have, I don't know how many more he has, but I know he has more. Like I said, he's charging $150 for them. They're 316 stainless. Like I said, this isn't an ad. I paid full price for this. I just felt like I'd try and help the guy out, and if anybody on here is interested in getting one of these for their boat, I will put the link to that thread on the OSO forum down in the description. So again, if you're looking for one, go down, click the link, get in contact with Brad, and I don't think you're going to regret it. This thing looks awesome, and again, you're never going to have to buy one again, so it's kind of nice. Okay, anyways, that's going to do it. I know it's a quick one. It's mostly me rambling. I kind of warned you it was going to be. But yeah, that's what's going on. I've been working on that bellows job and all that, and it's basically wrapped up. So that video should be coming out shortly. But again, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. It's kind of getting to be that time of year where a lot of you guys are doing this kind of stuff, working on your boats. Yeah, again, if it's something you're interested in, check out the link down below and tell them I sent you. I don't know what that means, but anyways, yeah, that's gonna do it. We'll hopefully see you soon, getting those bellows on and finishing that up. Have a good one. Bye.